time for the Friday Reiki share. I have an interview in a little bit, so I don't have too much time. So we're just going to go right to YouTube Live for today's Reiki share rather than doing it on Instagram first. I just want to start by pulling a card. I hope you had a lot of fun on the 4th of July. I had an okay time. It was a little more low key. This year, I didn't necessarily see fireworks. It's all a few little ones. But I'm spending my 4th of July weekend with family, so that's okay. The card I picked was Miracle. And this card always to me is a indication to be a little bit more in your own personal power. Yellow is the color of the solar plexus, which is like confidence and self-esteem. But miracle is just kind of trusting in your ability to kind of manifest miracles and to not need to make things happen so much, but to instead know what you feel in your heart and trust. If you keep yourself in alignment and you're positive and you're working towards your goals, they will manifest. And by working towards your goals, it can just be setting an intention in your subconscious mind and then trusting that that work that you're doing is going to move you in that direction. All right. So as far as our Reiki share goes, I would like to actually start today by taking some time to acknowledge all the people who've come before on our journey. So yesterday was the 4th of July. And on holidays like that, I can't help but think about all of our ancestors and all the people that have made sacrifices so that we can live with the freedoms that we have. And no matter what your political stance is, I can be much more liberal minded. Um, this this is true for everybody, right? Whether you are American or not, you are where you are because of the people who came before. If not for your ancestors, if not for your parents, even if they were terrible parents, like you wouldn't be where you are. You wouldn't be alive. And if you're an American, you definitely wouldn't have the liberties that we have today. As a woman, I know that I have to sit back and on a regular basis just realize, someone like me 200 years ago wouldn't really have as much freedom to do this kind of work. And also, all the people who've made it possible for things like technology and communication and all of that. So today for our Reiki share, I would like to start the first portion, sending Reiki back to our ancestors, back to the people who came before. The second portion will focus on ourselves and just giving ourselves Reiki in this moment. And also in that moment, understanding that we're giving everyone who is here present on the planet who is open and that it will serve their highest good Reiki as well. And then for the last portion, we'll send Reiki forward to those who will come after us. And always with any of these practices, our intention is to serve the highest good, that our lives in some way can positively impact the lives of others. And I'd like to just take a moment to understand that you can be sending blessings back and forward and in the present moment and not be a perfect human being. It is completely unnecessary to be a perfect human being in order to be spiritual. Just understanding that if you're doing a lot of toxic behaviors, hanging out with toxic people, it does make it more difficult. The universe is going to give you more obstacles to need to conquer, but you are always a spiritual human being no matter what path you are, whether you are a drug addict on the streets or homeless, or if you are the Pope, you are a spirit embodied. So please don't feel like you are not worthy of this work. You are this work. It is you. Just recognizing yourself in the world. Okay, so let's start by tapping in. You can take your hands together in front of the heart and take a deep, deep breath in. Hold your breath. Then exhale it out onto your fingertips. And as you inhale, I want you to imagine this really beautiful light coming down through the crown of your head. Hold your breath and let that light spread throughout your entire body. Then exhale again down onto your fingertips out into the room. One more time, breathing in deeply, imagining a light coming in through the crown of the head. Hold it and let it spread throughout the whole body. Exhaling it out. Good. Then we're going to lift our prayer to our forehead and just ask that the universe, Reiki, whoever you want to call on, as long as they're in the light, assist you in offering healing support to the past, the present, and the future. And any intuitive guidance that spirit or the universe would like to also offer be brought in. Same idea, imagining that light coming in, this time through the forehead, breathing in, holding it, then exhaling it down onto the heart. Twice again, like that. Good. All right, so we'll bring our hands in this position. This is how I beam Reiki. You can have your arms wider if that feels better to you, or you can always have your palms face up on your lap. But for me, this feels like I'm beaming Reiki, I'm giving Reiki, so this is what's most comfortable for me. If you are a Reiki practitioner, you're going to use the distance symbol, and if you'd like to combine it with other symbols, you're more than welcome to. So we'll just take a few minutes here to send Reiki. I'm going to add a little bit of music so that we um, get the most out of our time together. Very low. Okay. So send Reiki to our ancestors, to all those who came before, whether they're good or bad, just offering loving gratitude and support. We mean no interruption of peace. They can completely be rested for them to receive. Hmm. And maybe just bringing to mind some stories that you know of from when you were a kid, of your ancestors, and just let them wash through for the next minute or so. Just knowing that we're offering Reiki to yourself in every way that you're linked to that, as well as to all of them. Okay, good. Now let's take one hand over the heart and one hand over the belly, and we're just going to offer Reiki to ourselves if you're giving. Also, just receive this entire time otherwise. Um, or you're always, by the way, whenever you're giving Reiki, you're always receiving Reiki at the same time. So it's an equal exchange. You don't have to worry about like feeling exhausted from giving Reiki. That Reiki won't exhaust you. If you are offering something that you think is Reiki and it's exhausting you, you're actually probably using your own energy, and you need to um, find a good teacher to help you understand the difference between that. Okay, so one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, and we're going to offer Reiki, obviously, to ourselves, but to all beings that are currently manifested, that are open, and if and only if it serves their highest good. Again, you can use the distance symbols, and you can combine it with any of the other symbols. If you don't have the symbols, just thinking on the word Reiki, universal life force energy. Good. With Reiki, time is an illusion. So even though that was a short amount of time, I don't know if you felt, I definitely just like went pretty deep, and it felt much longer. Okay. And then next we're going to send Reiki to those of the future. So our future selves and all those who will come after us, to the planet, to your future grandchildren, whoever. Okay. So we'll take your hands together and offering Reiki forward. You don't need to imagine what it's going to be like, but you can. In my mind, I just see children playing, whatever feels right to you, just offering Reiki forward. Remembering Reiki is just universal life force energy, spiritually guided, universal life force energy, unconditional loving support from the universe to serve the highest good. Mm. And then if you feel any call to place your hands anywhere on the body, sending a blessing that all beings have freedom, safety, kindness, space, nourishment, and support of each other in this moment and in all directions of time and space. And may our lives in some way bring more peace, more joy, more love, more freedom into the lives of others. And may the life we're living in some way positively impact the lives that are coming and bring joy and peace to the lives that came before. And may we know how to enjoy the life we're living while we're still here. May we appreciate it and have immense gratitude. Okay, that's it. Thank you for joining me. I'll be here again next Friday, and namaste.